It's Kim from Love Your Design. I'm in Romania. I hope the internet is up to the task of recording this video. We're coming up to the full moon in the next few hours. It's a fairly powerful full moon. It involves, it's actually bringing in pretty much every planet in the chart, and particularly Neptune here in gate 22 is making a channel here with the sun, which is working in the full moon with the earth and the moon up here in 11. So the earth is sitting right on the galactic center in gate 11 line 4, which always indicates the birth of something new from outside our space-time dimension, outside of our universe. It's like a kind of a wormhole or a valve opens and some new information comes in. So there's something new coming in, we know, on this full moon. So let's see if we can work out what it is. And if we look at Neptune down here in gate 22, the gate of beauty and grace, you may know it as, the I Ching story, if you like, for this particular gate is all about putting too much energy into the surface of things and having a kind of a disconnect between the inner and the outer. And there's a lot in this to do with shame in this particular gate, because it says you try and create a certain impression, but you feel bad that your inner self is not actually equal to it or up to that. And it talks about the young man growing a beard to try to make him appear to be a man rather than actually doing the things that are required for him to be a man. So be aware of this sense of disconnect between your inner and outer self, and particularly about any attention that you're paying to your appearance as opposed to just relaxing into being yourself. The bigger picture of this also with the Neptune in the 22 in terms of the longer term evolutionary process here is leaders who do not have the integrity and certainly kind of cosmic or universal integrity to hold leadership positions, but who have been using intimidation to maintain their position. And there's quite a bit going on in this full moon about leaders being revealed as lacking in integrity. So watch for that. Now, one more thing about this. The 22 also, I don't know if you've seen the protests going on in Hong Kong. The thing about the 22 in terms of culture is this is a place where we can be very nice, very, we have good etiquette, say the right thing, when that is in fact a violation of something that's more integral to who we are. And I think what we'll find with Neptune in the 22 over time, and with this full moon, it's really kind of lining up to be a kind of, I think, a cracking point around this, is that all of the places where culture has contained us against our integrity, all of those places will start to fall apart. Now, this is, I think, quite a terrifying experience at some kind of deep level for people, because we have built into us the belief, the belief that we can only, pause. That's what happens when you turn your internet on when you're traveling. We can only survive if we do as we are told within the cultural context. So the minute we step outside of that and become bad children, in a sense, then we put ourselves at risk of not surviving. And something deep within us at a cellular level tells us you can't do that. Now, adding to that, let's just pull in another thing. I'm just going to click on gate 48 here. And you can see that Lilith, the asteroid Lilith, and Child and Pallas Athene are all here. Now, in particular, I wanted to talk about Lilith, who refused to comply with the cultural requirements of the Christian, I don't even know if you would call it that. But anyway, she refused to comply with the cultural requirements, and she was demonized, outcast as a result. So Lilith here tells me that this is a rising energy within us to find the place where we are creating a new culture, where we are refusing to comply with the old dictates of culture. And the fact that the child asteroid is there as well really tells me a lot about how this is impacting us. And this is the gate of depth, gate 48. So this is a very deep process that's going on for people. And Pallas Athene is there as well. I haven't really got time to talk about her, but the fact that she's there is highly significant. And you can see that we have Venus, again, the feminine energy. So we've got Pallas Athene, daughter of the patriarchy, breaking free. Lilith, my keyword for Lilith, or key phrase, is I will not lie down under that man, because that was basically what she said. I'm not going to do the missionary position. I'm not going to play your games. I need to be able to be myself. And so she got ditched in favor of Eve, who was, relatively speaking, more obedient, and the child asteroid. So what in us is actually the child in us that is finding a new way. So all of those, the two, Pallas and Lilith, very feminine energies, and then the 16, Venus, that goddess energy, and that whole channel bringing through this particular channel brings through a new energy at a cellular level, a higher level of universal vibration to the cellular level. So that's really, really significant. Now, if we go to the 12, it says, don't worry about the fact that you don't feel like you can get much done at the moment out there. Just really pay attention to these small things, day-to-day things. Just do the things that you need to do to take care of yourself, and don't be too concerned about trying to influence people or make change or even be seen, for who you are. At the moment, you need to pay attention to being seen for yourself. Now, what adds just hugely significantly again to this full moon is that we have the nodes 54 and 53. Now, Pluto's up here in the 61, but astrologically, Pluto is not far off and is considered actually within the orb of a conjunction with this the south node, and Mars is in 53 and Mercury is in 53, which means astrologically they are sitting on this full moon, they are sitting opposite Pluto. Pluto is the doorway to galactic consciousness. It's no longer a planet as we used to think of it within our solar system. Basically opens us up to the dwarf planets beyond: Eris, Haumea, Makemake, Koa, Sedna. All of those wonderful, amazing, universal creative energies that are out beyond Pluto in the Kuiper belt. So the fact that all of this energy is lining up with Pluto here is, and that the Earth is sitting right on the galactic center, tells me there is a new level of galactic consciousness coming through that takes us, that will bring us an imprint that gives us what we need to move beyond this kind of earthbound, Abrahamic, Iron Age based religious culture that we've been living in forever. And so this is a really, really incredibly powerful time to shift out of old cultural constructs. And it may feel a little bit unhinging, but the charts, the planetary activations themselves give us the clue, which is that we have to go incredibly slowly. Don't try and make any progress in anything so much as pay attention to each moment, very tiny baby steps. And think about this, the path that we walk now, millions of people will walk that path behind us. So pay attention to where you put each step. Pay attention with, very fine detail to how you are weaving a new version of yourself, a new, more integrated version of yourself into your day-to-day life now, because this is the way in which we are going to create the new culture. We're not going to go out there and change it violently, because of course that wouldn't work. But in changing ourselves at the moment, this is where we're at with that. So sorry the video was so long, but obviously this is really important for you to understand today, that this is what's going on. And next time I talk to you, I'll be at the Human Design Festival. I'm going on the ferry this afternoon, so I'll talk to you when I get there. We'll do some Vox Pop from there for you. See you. Bye.